Well, folks, this is another episode of Wrestling with WorldWide Willis, and this podcast is presented to you by the LMG Podcast Network. Now, this podcast is a special podcast. I have one of my guys, one of my wrestling guys in here to help me out, Laveris. Welcome, man. Welcome to the WorldWide Podcast.
Hey, man, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here. Seriously.
Yeah.
You know, when you text me that, don't want to be on, I was like, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You, like, and for those that don't know, like, me and Laveris have a background. We used to work at a shoe store together, worked there for years. But I just didn't know you liked wrestling at the time. And then we reconnected years later that we both really like wrestling. It's crazy.
Right. That's the same exact thing. Because I think you put something on Twitter. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, bro. Like, because, you know, like, I meet people that's like likes wrestling, but like week to week, I don't see, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know that many people.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know that many people that's tapped in week to week. So it's like they get the highlights, but I can't talk to them about like every show or what happened on an NXT pay-per-view. They like, what the hell are you talking about? But
yeah,
with you,
what is that?
Yeah, exactly. With you was like, hey, did you watch? I was like, oh, snap. Like, all right, man, we got somebody.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was
That's crazy.
I think I forgot what you text, but it was like something else. Okay, you really watch this.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me text him right now.
Right, exactly, man. Like, we got to stick together, man. But yeah, Laveris, like, what can you tell folks, like, maybe when your fandom of the wrestling started, like, who your favorite people are, kind of just overall?
Well, it really started probably when I was like real little, because my cousins always had like the little action figures.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it kind of started from. But I really didn't know anybody. So all I remember seeing like Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan figures, and we used to beat each other's basically our hands up because we just hold the figures up and all that stuff.
Right.
So that's where it kind of started. But I really didn't start watching it until probably like 1995, like right when the Attitude Era was starting to go.
Yeah.
I think what started it was some kid in my school was doing the suck it.
Oh, got you. Yeah.
Motion. And I was like, what is that? I was like, why he keep doing that to everybody?
Right.
Later on, I was at a Christian school. So that was weird all in itself. Like, okay, why are you telling everybody to suck it? You about to get in trouble, dude. Like, what are you doing?
That's hilarious.
And he was like, don't you watch wrestling? Not really. You need to watch it. So like the next Monday, I started watching it, and I was just like, I understand. And it hooked me.
That's what's
now,
up.
The only thing is, like, after, like, my favorites was like Rock, Austin.
Right.
I was a big DX person just because of how it all started.
Yeah.
And like when Austin left, that's when I kind of tapered off because I was getting older and I had other things to do at that time.
Right.
But it came back. Like, I always kind of like knew what was going on, especially in the John Cena time, then kind of with the CM Punk time.
Right.
Then I really came back. I think it was around maybe like WrestleMania 31, I believe.
Okay.
Because I think ESPN did like a 30 for 30.
Okay.
On NXT, like long time ago.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing this black dude. I was like, okay, Triple H doing this small little thing for WWE. Okay, I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah.
Like, when does ESPN ever do anything on wrestling?
Right. Facts.
So I was like, let me watch this. Then I saw this black dude, you know, us being black. I was like, I want to see him make it.
Yeah.
Not knowing today it's Xavier Woods that was on there.
Exactly.
So it was just like, oh, I'm gonna keep up with this dude.
Yeah.
Then he plays video games and wrestles. I was like, hey, I like both of those things.
Exactly.
So I started watching his YouTube channel, and I was like, okay, I want to see him wrestle. Oh, yeah. Who's the New Day?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's when it got me, and I've been back ever since.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Nah, New Day. And I feel like, Xavier Woods is a great entry point for a lot of people, especially like young kids that maybe they just like video games. His up, down, down channel is crazy popular. Crazy popular. Like, I subscribe to it. Hilarious videos on there.
Yeah.
And you can see like wrestlers, like real personalities on there too. So It's
that's what
really
got me
good.
hooked, seeing like basically them being kayfabe, really.
Yeah, and it was cool to see, like, I've talked about this before in the podcast, like just black dudes just having fun. Like not some criminal, not some like rapper. They was just out there having a good time, the New Day. So like that got me as well. So
yeah, especially like that's when I text you that picture. The picture
yeah.
I took with Big E when I was
Yeah.
at the OU spring game. He was there. It was him and
Was it Brown Breaker?
yeah, Brian Breaker. Because I
Yeah.
didn't see Brian Breaker. He was already down the field. And my
Oh, I
wife
got you.
Mom was like, that Big E? I was like, what are you talking about? And I looked, I was like, oh, that is Big E. I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, what is he doing here? Then I was
Yeah.
like, well, the game hasn't started yet. And he's kind of stopped. He stopped to take pictures. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna get this chance again. So I
Yeah.
beeline down there and was like, hey, can I get a picture with you? He's like, of course.
That's what's up.
And that's what I was like, yep. Because at first I was sitting here like, should I do it? Should I do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it.
Yeah. You probably not get that time again. And
Yeah,
for
I ain't
those
gonna
that
get that
don't
time
know,
again.
exactly. For those that don't know, like Big E, he broke his neck. And so ever since then, he's kind of been like an ambassador, and especially for like college athletes. NXT is doing a big thing of trying to get college athletes to like come on over to NXT and try to develop if they want to be a pro wrestler. And like Big E's kind of been one of the heads of that. So I can see why him and guys like that are like out at these big colleges, because there's probably some great prospects out there.
I think they was looking at one of the former football players. I think he's like one of the advisors at OU right now.
Oh,
And I
okay.
think they was taking a look at him or talking to him about something.
That's
So I
what's
know I
up.
heard like right after that, I heard his name brought up, and I was like, "Oh,
Gotcha.
okay,
Interesting. That's dope. That's dope. All right, folks. So matches of the week this week. Honestly, missed NXT. I heard Baron Corbin and Carmelo Hayes NXT Championship match was really good. I'm gonna go back and watch that one. There was a few different matches this week. So I think Carmelo Hayes got a lot of good looks. But we'll mainly today focus on Money in the Bank, since it's a lot to talk about, and kind of break down. So like overall, I guess Laveris, like what was your thoughts on Money in the Bank, I guess overall?
Overall, I thought it was a good pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Some of the outcomes kind of surprised me a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely talk about that when those moments get there. But
Yeah.
overall, I think it was good. You can tell who was really running things at this pay-per-view for sure, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It was like same, like I thought it was a really good card. I thought it was like one of the better Money in the Banks. But I mean, I feel like, I don't know, like WWE been cooking like the last, like I'd say 2 years, maybe even year and a half. Like there really hasn't been a bad pay-per-view or a pay-per-view that I'm like, all right, that was okay. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like we've gotten our best Elimination Chamber ever. We've gotten like some of our best SummerSlams. You know what I mean? So some of these like lower tier, even Backlash, like that was one of the best Backlashes we've had. You know what I mean?
Because Backlash is never good.
Yeah, and I feel like under the Triple H era, he's lifted up the like, the pay-per-views when you play in 2K, you skip over them pay-per-views, you try to play
There's no way I'm looking
WrestleMania.
at Backlash.
Exactly. I'm not looking at Backlash. I'm not looking at Money in the Bank, not really. You know what I'm saying? And he's like leveled those up.
Fastlane.
Yeah, Fastlane. Exactly. Stuff like that, like he's leveled up, and he's used like the international stuff to Night of Champions. Like no one cared about that until this last one. It was really good. So
especially when they go overseas though too.
Yeah, that changes. That just adds a level of like, ooh, this feels special. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That they usually don't have. All right, so we'll start out with the first match was the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. In this one, we had LA Knight, Ricochet, Santos Escobar. Who else we had? We had Shinsuke Nakamura. We had Butch and Damian Priest and Logan Paul. What'd you think about this one? It was pretty fun. Like at first I was a little worried. It was a little sloppy at first, but then it kind of gained steam.
Yeah, I really like this one. It was definitely a spot fest for sure.
Yeah.
One thing I felt like they didn't let Santos shine a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Because it felt like he was here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's almost like sometimes I forgot about it. I was like, oh crap, he's in this match.
Yeah. His build has kind of been a little iffy for me because I'm more of I like heel Santos Escobar. So him as like a face of like this new LWO, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, when that happened, I was just like, y'all kind of messed up his theme a little bit.
Yeah, like Delgado Del Fantasma, like that whole group was like, okay, this is cool, especially as a villain. Like when it was a crew, you know what I'm saying?
They was jumping people.
Yeah, they was beating people up. Like he looked like a boss. He looked like a cartel boss or something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but they gave him this like, I mean, I get it. I get the whole Ray connection, but I was just like, I'd rather him beat the hell out of Ray and like, you know what I'm saying? Make that a rivalry rather than put them together as some like, you're Mexican, I'm Mexican. Oh yeah, we love each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because that's definitely one of Ray's things he always wanted was like, I want to bring that back or I want to start that.
Yeah, and it makes sense. I'm glad it's here, but LWO was not a babyface faction. Like LWO was
it was not.
Yeah, with WCW, like Eddie Guerrero was the leader, and they were bad guys for the most part.
Yeah.
So
in that time, did Ray even wear a mask at that time?
Yeah, Ray didn't even wear a mask at that time. No, and they was trying to get Ray to join. Yeah, exactly. They was trying to get Ray to join, and he would never join.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it was LWO versus Ray, and in this instance, I get why you bring it back, but it's like I do feel like Santos is kind of forgotten a little bit. I kind of felt that way about Butch too. Like I was like, bro, this is a home game.
Especially being a hometown person. Like bro, that didn't make sense to me either.
Yeah, Butch, for those who don't know, Butch is from the UK. He's like a legend there with NXT UK. He was a champion for the longest time. That's Pete Dunne. But like it felt like even his gear was like homage to the UK.
Yeah, it was like a football jersey or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm like okay, he's pandering, but pandering to the to his people. But
exactly. But it just felt like I
forgot he was in there.
I did. I was just like, and he had some cool spots. You know what I mean? The moonsault off the ladder was cool. But it's just like, they need to just, I get the Brawling Brutes. I did like them for a time. They were over last year, like late last year. But I need them to go to Pete Dunne. Like, separate him, have him and Gunther go at it a few times or something. Like, him and Riddle, something. Yeah. You know what I mean? Build up his name. But, like, yeah, I did feel like the crowd wasn't really messing with him. Really.
They was messing with LA Knight.
Exactly.
That's why.
Exactly. That's facts. I thought the story of the match was really good. Like we know Logan Paul didn't earn his way into the match, so early on it was just like, let's beat his ass. Like we don't like him, so let's just jump
him so fast.
Yeah, they jumped him into the gang, low key. Like
they did it like 2 or 3 times. I was like, how many times are they gonna jump on him?
Right. That was hilarious, bro. Like, and I like that. Because, like, that was everybody's thought going in. He was like, why is he even in any of this? Like, why is he here?
Didn't they make it like an odd number with him? Like,
they did.
Like 7?
Yeah. It was weird.
So I was like, okay, he must have talked to Triple H and was like, let me in. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It felt like a Vince, like, and I will say Logan Paul is very, like, beloved by Triple H. So it's not like, I could definitely see Triple H doing that too. But I think I was surprised Shinsuke got as much time as he did. Like,
that did surprise me too.
Yeah, like he got a lot of love in this match. Like it was one time like LA Knight hit a DDT on Butch, and the crowd and the ring kind of cleared out, and the crowd was going crazy. And LA kind of got his one and only time to like acknowledge the crowd and like let them know, like, I see y'all. You know what I mean? I see why y'all hype. Shinsuke walks in immediately, kicks him in the head. I was just like, all right,
they should let that breathe.
Yeah, let that breathe. Let him do his whole LA Night. Yeah. And like something. Like, don't just kill it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like
I was not
like I feel like with Shinsuke, it was almost felt like old Shinsuke. Well, let me say this. Old WWE Shinsuke. Because New Japan and WWE Shinsuke is 2 different people.
2 different things. Yep. That's facts. That's facts.
Like NXT Shinsuke, he was showing a little bit of that one. And I was like, okay, they really letting him do stuff this time around.
Yeah, it's interesting because I'll say this. I was late to the Shinsuke train, so I didn't see when he first came out. I caught him probably really I was late to even NXT Shinsuke, honestly. But I knew he had great matches, and I liked his style. It was different than anything I had seen. And I liked his finisher and everything. But right now, I'm not in love with his, I don't know, his style of wrestling. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
It's more watered down when he went to the main roster than when he was winning NXT.
Gotcha. Okay. Maybe that's it.
Him and Samoa Joe has some battles.
Yeah. That's what I heard.
NXT.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when he came to the main roster, I was like, that's not the same dude. I don't know who's messing with this now, but it ain't the same guy.
Once they took the violinist away, I was like, oh, come on, dog. What are we doing?
Yeah, then they remixed the song on top of that. I was like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, bro.
Y'all not letting the crowd sing a song like they did last night.
Yeah, I was just a little surprised that we pushed Nakamura as hard when you have all these other competitors in here who I think need that love. Like, I thought Ricochet stood out really well. Thought he was really good. Damian Priest, obviously. Damian Priest's been on a roll for, a few months now.
Yeah.
Logan Paul, he did what he's supposed to do. You know what I mean? Every time they ask him to do something, he kills it. Like, I can't even lie. You know what I'm saying? And then, obviously, our guy. We can spend more time on my boy, LA Knight. Like, that dude should have a rocket strapped to his back. But
WWE was like, nah.
Yeah, nah. Like, we know y'all going to tune in for this specifically. Nah. We're not doing that.
No, we ain't doing that.
Yeah. For those that don't know, Damian Priest won. So that's why and it was a really cool finish, but we were all kind of like, oh, snap. Like, oh, no, they're going to stop it. And then you'd be like, oh, yeah, okay, they're going to let him do it. Oh, damn. And then, you know what I mean?
They was teasing it like crazy. I was like, are they really going to let LA? Oh,
exactly.
No, okay. No, it's not.
Yeah, bro. I will say this. If folks that don't know, even my friends that don't watch wrestling know, I'll be like, let me talk to you. Like, I say that shit randomly all the time.
Yeah.
But like LA Knight, I've been rocking with LA Knight since he was Eli Drake back in Impact.
Yep.
Yeah, like I've been rocking. As soon as he hit NXT, I was like, oh yeah, that's the dude. That's the dude.
Yeah.
Like, he's the guy. And people was like, even on Twitter and stuff, was like, why is he here? He's so old. And I'm just like, bruh, just like, he's the guy. He's the best talker here. He's like easily, you know what I'm saying? And he has the look. And he even said this in an interview. He's like, I'm trying to bring back like an old school, like 90s. There's a lot of dudes in the 90s look like LA Knight. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of them.
Right. And like, we don't really have those type of guys now. So yeah, I was heavily rooting for LA Knight. What about you?
I was definitely rooting for LA Knight. Like, that's where I wanted, because I wanted to see him with that briefcase, because I know he's going to say some stuff about it and create another catchphrase that we'll all love.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's what I was waiting on. Like, then I kind of start thinking, I was like, okay, if it's not him, I can really see Damian Priest, because, we're hearing, from all these sources that WWE likes the Judgment Day, like the creative and upper management, like the Judgment Day. So I was just like, then they're kind of playing off of Finn and Damian and
that dynamic, and
all of this, that whole dynamic. So I was like, it makes sense. I wasn't happy about it, but it made sense.
Yeah,
I just didn't want Logan Paul to win. I didn't want that to happen.
Exactly. I think that was like when he got in it, when Logan Paul entered in it, I was like, oh no, like, this is going to be a Vince McMahon type of finish where the celebrity wins over the actual person that everybody loves.
Yeah.
And thankfully that didn't happen. I will say, like, I was not a believer in Damian Priest. When he was in NXT, I was a big Keith Lee guy. I was a big, you know what I mean, Gargano guy. So he was going up against those guys for the North American title and all these other titles. And so I was just like, I'm not getting it. And then he never talked on the mic like that. Whereas now,
because then when he did talk, it didn't sound right.
Yeah, it was awkward. It felt stiff. But then, and he used to win matches and he'd go and get in a jacuzzi with girls and stuff. I was like,
that was just like, they had one like on stage at one time. I was like, what are we doing?
I was like, bro, this dude
where did that come from?
Well, I can see right through this. This dude is not a player like that. Like, I can see right through that. He's not a ladies' man. So that stuff used to throw me off. But then, ever since he joined the Judgment Day, like, he's confident. He obviously is cool and really good in the ring. But like, he started talking on the mic. It was more confident. It was cool. You know what I mean? I like the Judgment Day too. But and I get it. Like, him winning the briefcase makes it weird between the Judgment Day and all that. That's cool to see, but LA Knight should have won, bro. He should have won.
Now the thing is, if he won the briefcase, like, what could you see him do though?
Like LA Knight?
Yeah.
So I think if I was over here, I would have him win and I drag that thing out. Like I wouldn't even have him cash in for a while. Like I would have it to where he's just with it. Every time he has it with him, he's cutting a promo about, when he's gonna do it, who he's gonna cut it, cash it in on and all that stuff. I mean, he doesn't. The good thing is LA Knight obviously got over without a whole Money in the Bank briefcase, so he'll be fine. Yeah. But I did think if you're gonna push him, this is the time to do it, and I think the briefcase would have definitely helped. But hopefully, I'm hoping. I don't know. I hope. The weird thing about LA Knight is I don't want them to make him a full baby face. Then I also don't want him to be like full heel either. It's weird.
They need to do what they did with Austin. Like exactly. He was like a hybrid.
Yeah.
Like you didn't know, like he was like in real terms, Austin was a heel.
Facts.
But the only reason they didn't make him a heel because he was messing up Vince McMahon all these years and nobody liked Vince McMahon.
Right.
So it's just like
I agree. I think they should like use what they did with Austin. Use what they did with Eddie. The stuff Eddie was doing was full. That was just heel stuff. Like he was cheating.
Was straight heel stuff.
Yeah, like everything he was doing was heel, but the crowd loved him. So like do that with LA Knight. I hope that. I'm trying to remember if is the U.S. title on Raw. Yeah, the U.S. title. Well, no, U.S. title's on SmackDown.
No, it's on. Yeah, because IC's on. Gunther's on Raw.
So I'm hoping that like maybe he gets a U.S. title shot and gets the belt, and he can carry that a little bit.
They got to get it off of Austin Theory.
Yeah, they got to. The fact that the title wasn't even defended on this pay-per-view kind of tells you where it's at.
Yeah, right? They need to get it off of him. And then what's so funny, I think that's what they want to do. That's what they want Austin Theory to be.
Yes.
Over, like LA Knight.
Exactly. You're right. Like Austin Theory is a great value version of LA Knight, but just like he doesn't have the mic skills, doesn't have the charisma. You know what I'm saying?
Like he can wrestle.
He's talented as anybody.
But when he puts that mic to his face, it gets kind of weird and sketchy.
Exactly. I'm just like, all right, this is another little cocky athletic dude who, you know what I mean? We've seen this before. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
I put him and Grayson Waller in the same boat.
Yeah, like I love Grayson Waller because I think Grayson Waller gives you a little more like spice. You know what I'm saying? Like Austin Theory's digs are like, yeah, y'all are all poor. I'm the best U.S. champion of all time. And then Grayson Waller like come at you direct. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just wish they went on the same show.
I agree. They should not be on the same show. They should probably keep them away from each other as much as possible. But I'm sure they're going to have to run into each other since that's the mid-card title on that show.
I wouldn't mind that though.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I think it would end up really bad for Austin Theory. Like you might end that boy's career if they go head to head.
Yeah.
But they might need to just go Austin Theory, go face or something. I don't know. I don't know if that would work either. But Money in the Bank ladder match, really fun match, really good spots. The Logan Paul Ricochet Spanish Fly, that was crazy through the table.
That almost ended badly.
Really badly, yeah. Thankfully, Logan Paul like kind of turned his head a little bit to where he didn't just eat it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Ricochet was like, "I'm doing this no matter what you do."
Exactly. Ricochet was
like, he's like, "Come here, we gonna hit this table real quick."
Because Logan was like struggling on the ropes, and Ricochet was like, "No, come
here. Yeah, I'm gonna grab you. We gonna do this Spanish Fly real quick."
Exactly. We getting this table spot off. Like it is what it is. No, that's a good point because I noticed that too. I was like, yeah, Ricochet was just like, "We going."
Yeah, and he was like, "Yeah, we gonna have to make this work now."
Exactly. You could tell like that's a vet. Like he's just like, "No, we got to get the spot off." Like
we have to get this spot off. We got these tables here for a reason. We gotta crash into them.
Exactly.
Even that spot where Logan Paul did that kind of like frog splash on that ladder on Damian Priest.
Yeah,
that looked like that really hurt.
Yeah, that looked like that. It was a little high too. Like it was more towards the face almost. And
Yeah, like I think he like almost like misjudged that jump.
yeah, I agree. I really loved my favorite spot probably was the Ricochet. Was it 450? I think over on when Butch was hitting a sleeper on Santos on the ladder.
Yes,
Yeah, that
yes,
was
that was a
good.
nice one. It
Yeah,
threw
that
me
was.
off where Logan Paul did that. It was a Russian leg sweep on that ladder.
Oh yeah. That was
So I
cool.
was like, okay, where'd he come with that? Okay.
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
was
that was a little
cool.
different.
Yeah, it was a lot of cool like off the ladder stuff that I hadn't seen in a while. Usually it's like power bomb or
Yeah.
kind of basic stuff or choke slam or even the one LA Knight took that would look crazy with Damian Priest hit him with the I forgot I forgot what he calls it, but when Damian Priest went down that last time, uh,
Oh, yeah, because he kind of almost in a way did a flip and hit the
yeah,
floor.
exactly, yeah, and it's kind of like when he does it regular, he kind of does it that way. It just looks a little awkward
Yeah,
with
it
the
just
ladder.
looked yeah, it looked odd. I was like, was he supposed to land like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, and I think the commentators did a good job of like selling that what he meant to do, but he did
Yeah.
look a little odd.
Yeah, because almost
Um,
like he just pushed him and he just flipped over. And I was just
yeah,
like, I'm pretty sure that was
exactly.
supposed to be that right move.
Right. Yeah. It looked like LA Knight just was like, all right, no, I'm gonna just do a front flip. Like no
Yeah,
matter
I'm just
what you
gonna do this
do.
front flip real quick.
Yeah. That's hilarious. All right. So really good, really fun. Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. It was a good one. I definitely suggest those who haven't seen it to go watch it. The next match, I can't say the same. It is the women's tag titles. You have Liv and Raquel Gonzalez against Shayna and Ronda Rousey. This one, be honest, this was like one of them breaks, take a break matches. You know what I mean? And I didn't want it to be, but I'm just not
Ooh,
interested in Ronda and Shayna. I'm not interested in at all. Now maybe against each other now, maybe,
man, yeah.
maybe,
Mm.
but yeah. But Liv, I used to be a Liv person. Then when she got the title run was trash. So
Yeah,
I was
they did her
like,
dirty on that title run.
they did. But then it was like she was going up against people who we know she can't beat. Like we know,
Yeah,
like
and that's the
reality.
thing. When like, okay, you going against all these folks that I no,
Yeah,
this ain't realistic.
right. You're going up against Ronda. You're going up against some of these people. I'm like, you have no chance. You have no
Mm-mm.
chance. Raquel, I like Raquel. I know a lot of people hate on her. I like Raquel. I wish she was a heel, but maybe that's later for later time. But what do you think
They
about the
got.
match overall?
I think I feel like that match should have been like a Money in the Bank match,
Agreed. Agreed.
and they got to stop doing this little showing Raquel's back thing.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. That should only have like a certain period of time, then you gotta do something else. She's been doing
Yeah.
that for a little bit now, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, how many
Day
times you gonna
one.
throw your back off?
Yeah. That's
But the
funny.
match, like, it was okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, it looked like it should have been like on SmackDown or Raw or something like that.
Agreed. Yeah.
But the thing is, they kept targeting, Liv's shoulder the whole time.
Yeah.
Then they start messing up her legs, so she got one arm and one leg,
Yeah.
and Raquel was just sitting there, just like waiting to be tagged. So
Yep.
it felt like a TV match.
He really did. Trying to get a hot tag, but like the crowd was not
Yeah,
into it. Yeah, it definitely felt like a Raw after the break match. You know what I'm saying? It was just like,
yeah.
okay, we probably could have got a maybe even a U.S. title match against Brunson and Bobby Lashley and in theory defend. You know what I mean? Something.
Right.
You know what I mean? This or just like I don't know. Like I was kind of mad that Shayna and Ronda beat my girls' names. They beat them on SmackDown.
Oh, you
Uh,
talking about the girls that just came up from NXT?
yeah. I was kind of mad they beat them to unify the titles. Because I
Yeah,
thought that tag team was good.
I thought that too. Then if you gonna unify these things, you're not gonna change that belt either.
Right. And
Like
like,
that belt needs to been changed. Like when I first seen it.
yeah, I agree. I'm hoping that. Well, I guess my hope was even with the Kevin Owens and Sammy's titles, I hope that like they're maybe defend it one more time, either a title change or they win it, and then we get new titles. Like after
They
that,
got to change those. That design is
it's awful.
It's awful and it's old. The only thing they did was change the color to silver from that pink color, that copper color to silver, and they put red and blue on it. I'm like, y'all gotta get
these.
At least give me the old one. Give me the original from the Attitude Era or something. That thing is terrible.
Facts, bro. Like those look like toys. Those look like toys you see in Walmart.
Yeah, like I went to go to Walmart and picked it up and like, okay, I'm going to work now.
Right, like that looked like those. So this match, not too much on this one. The best part of the match was obviously Shayna turning on Ronda.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to see that. I've always thought that should have been a matchup we saw a couple years ago, but is what it is. So I'm interested. I get the vibe that they're going to try to push Shayna as the heel, Ronda as the babyface, and it's not.
They're most definitely doing that.
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to work.
Like she whooped up on her like randomly.
Yeah, it's true.
And we have no explanation until what? Are they on SmackDown or Raw?
I want to say they're on SmackDown. I guess as a champions, they can do whatever they want, but yeah, I am interested on that. I say I'm interested. That's being very nice. I'm not as interested, but we'll see how it goes.
I want to see where it goes, but they better make a long build out of it. I don't want no short build out of this because
I agree.
Because neither one of them can really talk anyway.
Exactly. Neither one. I don't want to see either one hold the mic.
No. So I don't know how they're gonna make this work.
Exactly. I don't know they're gonna draw this out. The next match was the Intercontinental Championship match. We had Gunther versus Matt Riddle. Gunther is defending his title. This one, low key, I thought it was a really fun match. Now it had a little like Monday night or Friday night SmackDown vibes. However, I thought it was fun. And, Gunther's my guy, so I'll rock with any match he does. What do you think?
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like every time Riddle had a little bit of hope, Gunther was like, no, bro.
Exactly.
I'm doing this today.
Exactly. Let me chop you on your chest or something.
Right.
Yeah.
The one thing I did get out of this whole match, if people who like feet will love this match because they showed Homeboy's feet a little bit too much for my liking.
That's hilarious.
Especially when Gunther unwrapped his wrap, and I was like, why they put so like a up close to this dude's feet? I was just like, I'm seeing too much of Riddle's feet in the last 10 minutes. I'm like, we gotta.
That's fine. And I mean, he shows his feet every night. You know what I mean? So it's not like.
But it was just like they put emphasis. I was like, yeah, we gonna look at this angle, look at these toes for some reason. I'm like, y'all need to stop that.
That's funny though. Yeah, it was I thought it was a really fun one. I thought Gunther and Matt Riddle went against each other, and I thought it was dope that Michael Cole mentioned Progress Wrestling. Like that was cool because I do
like those. The other promotions.
I thought that was cool because like dating back, it's funny you can watch it on Peacock. They have like all the Progress stuff. They must have had a deal with them or something. But like that's when Gunther was Walter and he was bigger. But yeah, they used to go up against each other all the time.
They lost so much weight.
So much, man. I need to get on his plane. But yeah, it's they just have really good chemistry, and like Riddle does a good job of selling, and then obviously Gunther does a good job of like beating the hell out of somebody. So it was fun to watch. When he did, bro. When he started chopping his ankle, I was like, oh my God.
That's when I saw that. That's why I was like, okay, that's different.
Yeah, that is different. Yeah, we have not seen that. And so I thought that was
ankle
really cool.
Even the ankle lock.
Yes.
For that. I was like, oh, that's an ankle lock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I guess I had always thought of it as like more of a like ACL, like MCL type lock. But the way he did it was like lower, and it was like, oh, okay, that looked like that might hurt.
Yeah, because he tapped immediately.
Yeah, he really did. Like after them chops and then hit him with it again. And he went back on it. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. And he said, oh, the ankle lock. I was like, oh, that's an ankle lock.
Right.
Okay, that's different.
I
definitely put that. I was like, that's a different ankle lock that I've seen before.
Same. I feel like I've seen somebody do, because I feel like, was it what my guy in the Undisputed Era? What's my dude's name? Kyle O'Reilly?
Yeah.
Kyle O'Reilly, I feel like did a variation of it, but it wasn't for the ankle. I feel like it was more for like your ACL or something. I may be getting that
Because
confused.
he
But
usually was it him or Roderick?
I think it was Kyle.
Because they both be messing with people's legs.
They really do. Because I feel like Kyle's like signature was like jump off the top rope and knee you in like your lower leg extremities and then hit you with that. You know what I mean? I hit a few people with that on 2K. It worked pretty well. So that was a fun match. Was it the Cody match next? Cody versus Dominic?
After that one.
After the IC?
Well, no, after that, we got a surprise.
Oh,
after
yeah.
Gunther win.
Yeah, after that one, we got John Cena. That pop was
No,
crazy.
I'm talking about before that. After that match, Drew popped up.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Good point. So at the end, Gunther beats Riddle, retains his title, and then Drew McIntyre's music hits. And then crowd goes crazy. Obviously, he's from the Scottish UK area, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it went crazy. He got in the ring, chest to chest with Gunther, and then they got into it, and then he hit him with that what's it called? What's the finisher again?
Hit him with that Claymore.
Claymore, yeah. I love the Claymore, by the way.
I just wish you don't do that countdown.
Yeah, the countdown kind of. Yeah, I don't really.
Because I'm like, if I'm his opponent, I'll be like, okay, you counting down. I'm about to move out the way.
Yeah, exactly. I'm ducking this joint.
Yeah, I'm ducking it, or I'm just getting out the ring. I'm like,
yeah,
what? Oh.
I agree with that. I think that more of like a babyface thing. When he was a heel, he just knocked your head off.
Yeah, he just ran up on you and just out of nowhere, you just get hit in the face.
Right.
One thing I did like that what Michael Cole said, because it's been those rumors that he was trying to leave and stuff.
Yeah.
And Michael Cole talking about the rumors of Drew's demise are not true. I was like, okay, y'all sitting here reading these tea leaves, I guess, over here.
Somebody on the internet.
Somebody. And I think Triple H said something at the
in the press conference.
the press conference, and say, I read it,
Yeah. But like,
okay, y'all getting messy.
Yeah, I like that though, because it definitely was rumors that Drew was pissed about his positioning and wanted to leave and all these other things. But it sounds like I bet he was pissed, but it got exaggerated to the point where it hit the internet and then they took it way further than it needed to be. But that was a cool surprise. I think Drew versus Gunther I thought was always going to be a thing, especially since we already had Gunther versus Sheamus, then we had Gunther versus Sheamus and Drew. And then now to get them to, I think that'll be a fun match. That's going to be physical as hell.
Yeah.
They're going to beat the hell out of each other. So
I'm going to love that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to love that. Okay. Next, we had Cody versus Dominic Mysterio. Mm-hmm. And this one, be honest, it was a little, I don't know. Wasn't
another TV match.
Another TV match, exactly. It definitely, I get what they're doing. Dom he's not over, but he has a lot of heat, and so they're trying to
some crazy heat.
Exactly, and they're trying to take advantage of that, which I respect. But I think Cody at this point should be going up against somebody better than this.
Yeah, when I first was kind of seeing that, starting to happen, I was like, okay, why are we going to Dominic? You just got off of Brock Lesnar.
You're right.
Even though I don't want to see this no more out of Brock Lesnar. But you better go to Dominic. You couldn't find somebody else.
Right. He could have been, I guess Raw. I'm trying to think of all the Raw guys. But there's probably plenty of guys he could have went up against, beat them, but then made them look good. You know what I'm saying? So to have it Dom, it's just I don't know. Wasn't
he could have at least, if you go pick somebody at Judgment Day, you could have. Well, I guess you couldn't do Finn because Finn was going with Seth though.
Yeah, they kind of booked themselves into a corner there because
I don't know who's around.
That's the thing. I'm thinking Bronson Reed or trying to think of younger guys. It's tough.
Because the only other person will be younger, but for some reason he's not on TV is Gargano.
Yeah. And they're not going to do Gargano because you're not a heel. So it's and then Tommaso Ciampa's not a heel right now, at least. So it's and he's probably not up to the point to be ready for.
We don't know what the heck he is right now.
Yeah, I know.
because
And
he
he
just came
probably,
back.
yeah, exactly. He just came back, so we don't know where he stands yet. And so he'll probably go against the Miz for a while. So,
They need to move
yeah,
on with that.
yeah, they do. They do. Tommaso deserves better than that. But yeah, man, I don't know. I just thought this match, we could have had a tag team title match. We could have put the tag team title match that we had Friday Night SmackDown, move that to Money in the Bank versus Kevin Owens and Sammy versus Pretty Deadly. And it ought to have been good. You know what I'm saying?
Because that match was pretty good.
It was.
That tag
And
match,
like,
it was good.
right. And like people love, and I get it, like Cody's a big time star. He should be on every pay-per-view. But like if you don't have a quality opponent, like you gotta figure something out.
Yeah. Like it was okay match. It wasn't bad, but it was just like I wasn't too invested in it. I wasn't invested in this whole story because basically it was like Cody said something about him, being a terrible son and stuff.
Yeah.
And that whole thing started, and he started sneak hitting him and running away like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, okay, did y'all make a match out of this? Okay.
Exactly. I'm like, all right, Cody, just pull up on him in his locker room, slap him up a few times.
Just slap him and just like, okay, we're not gonna have a match, but I'm gonna hit you real quick. Hit you real good though.
Yeah, we're gonna get even, and it's all moved on. I got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, I'd rather have him go against Rhea.
Facts. Like I definitely would have signed up for that match before I signed up.
Somebody needs to like do something about Rhea because she keep going against all these dudes and ain't nobody did nothing yet.
It's facts.
It's gonna be one dude. I'm like, who's gonna be that one person?
It's gonna be a heel that just do not care. Like watch it be Brock Lesnar.
I'm waiting on it.
Watch it be like Brock. Like, oh, okay, all right, I'm gonna take you to Suplex City. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody's gonna do it, and I'm waiting on it.
Yeah,
and it ain't gonna be one of those where she got in the way and she got hit. No, somebody got her. I was like, I'm tired of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Did something with her.
I intentionally meant to. Yeah,
I intentionally meant to hurt you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. Next, we had the John Cena surprise. That was fun. It was kind of it was. I think it was pretty shocking, but I had heard that he was filming a movie in London, so like people like threw it out there as like a random theory, but nobody like actually expected it. But it was fun. It was a really good look for Grayson Waller.
Yeah. And that was kind of like trying to throw hints like, hey, we might have a WrestleMania here one day.
Yeah, yeah.
So I wouldn't mind it. It just needs to be somewhere else where you can do pyro.
Bro, I have a question about that. Is that a stadium thing or is that an overseas thing? Because I feel like every time they went over there, they never can do pyro.
If you go to the O2, because I watched that press conference and one of the guys said something to Cody. He was like, I'm sorry that you didn't do your pyro. He was like, maybe when they do a stadium, they can do it. I think the O2 Arena got something against doing pyro.
Got you.
Because I was confused when I watched Cody. I was like, where are the pyro?
Yeah, I did the same with Roman. I'm like, they just did boom. And it was like fire. I was like, where's my pyro?
When I heard the boom, I was like, where did that come from?
Right, exactly. Like, yeah, I wasn't a fan of that. But it's funny you brought that up.
Where's the pyro? I was like, then I heard that guy was like, oh, you can't have pyro in the O2 Arena. That's weird, but okay.
Something. Yeah, I figured it was like some rule they couldn't get around or something. But that's good. I'm glad you brought that up because I definitely thought about it. I was like, what's the deal here?
Yeah, because when Cody did his little thing, I was like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, John Cena was, hitting it. He was trying to basically paying homage to the London crowd. UK crowds are notoriously known as being one of the best and more like active wrestling crowds in the world. Like sometimes they even take over, events and like they'll just start singing.
They took over a whole bunch of these matches.
Yeah, they really did. Like, and I honestly kind of got annoying. After a while, it was like, all right, can we just watch the match? Like, we don't have to serenade every wrestler with some random song. You know what I mean? The same song.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. But when they were like in it, like for actually in it, I liked it.
Yeah.
It enhanced the product. So, all right. So John Cena, Grayson Waller, really good look. I thought Waller held his own on the mic. He didn't let the crowd, take over too much when he was talking, which I thought was good. So good for him. I'm looking forward to his first real rivalry. I'm wondering if it's gonna be Edge or if it's just gonna be Edge, just what they've been doing with the Grayson Waller effect, But
yeah, because I saw that and I was like, oh, he's gonna be on there. What they about to do?
Yeah. So I'm wondering, and knowing Edge, he likes to put on young guys. He likes to look out for the future of the business. So I could kind of see that being a rivalry, and I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it.
Has he wrestled since he got to the main roster?
No, he has not. It's all been Grayson Waller effect. All of it. He got hurt.
Is he hurt?
Yeah, he got hurt, and then I think recently he got cleared. I think he hurt his shoulder the last match he had in NXT before he got drafted.
Yeah.
And then they've kind of just been using the Grayson Waller effect to kind of, buy time, I guess.
Well, he did take a bump last night, so that might be a telltale sign.
Exactly. So hit him with that, I call it the FU. Attitude adjustment is trash.
Yeah, I still call it the FU.
Yeah. Then next we had the women's Money in the Bank match, which we had Bayley, we had Becky Lynch, we had Trish Stratus, we had Zoe Stark, Zelina Vega, and Io Sky. And the winner ended up being Io Sky, thankfully. So, Laveris, what did you think about this?
This time WWE listened.
Yeah,
they
finally
had Io, and that's what I was going for. Because who else is going to win this?
Thank you. I said the same thing.
Because Bayley already won it.
Right.
Zoe Stark ain't ready yet.
Nope.
Trish, we don't know how long Trish gonna be here. Then with Becky, it was no, because if Becky get it, we gonna start calling you Charlotte.
Exactly. Facts.
So it was just then Io, it's they haven't pushed her yet.
Right. And this is the best time to do it. She's honestly, I truly believe she's the top 3 women's wrestler in the world right now. She can hang with, she can do anything you need. She can be your Jeff Hardy low key. You know what I mean? She can do everything, and she just hasn't been pushed. And I think they've done a good job of hinting. I thought the build to this was really good, between the Damage Control leading up to this, having them both in the match, being a little subtle tension between them two.
Yeah.
Since Dakota left, and man, there was a lot of great spots. The Zelina Vega, Zoe Stark,
that code red.
Bro, that code red was filthy, bro.
Because when I saw her raise up, I was like, she's not about to do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, she did.
Yeah, bro. It was so good. I was scared because I'll be honest. In a lot of women's Money in the Bank matches, there's a lot of bad botches.
Yes.
Even last year, I think it was Shotzi had some terrible botches. I mean, really bad ones. So in this one, I was a little worried, but bro, that code red was nasty.
And you know what's so funny? Watching all these old ones.
Yeah.
Andrade did the same spot.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, he did. You're right. I forgot about
that. Same spot. Because I was just I think I watched it. Yeah, I watched it yesterday. It was a 2019 one. That was a good one, except for Brock won that, and that was a BS.
That was trash.
But they did the exact same spot.
That's
and I was just I see what you're doing.
Yeah, I forgot it. I forgot about that. That's a good point. But that was a really good code red. Zoe Stark sold it well. Obviously it hurt. But then them both bouncing off the ladder, based off the impact, that made it even, 10 times better. It looked 10 times better.
Right.
And then what other spots we had? Trish Stratus, I thought looked good. There's some times where she gets a little sloppy, you know what I'm saying? Especially matches like this. But I thought she looked good for the most part.
I was scared that was gonna break her.
Yeah, I was too.
I was Trish ain't young no more, so be careful.
Yeah, and she didn't take the type of bumps all these girls take, in her era.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
she took that ladder bump, and I was surprised.
Bro,
when Becky did that manhandle slam on that ladder. I was like, she
Yeah,
ain't about to really hit this ladder. And I was like, oh,
right.
she did hit the ladder.
So I was wondering, I thought they did a really good job because like the ladder, and that's the only thing about these matches that scared me is like if they don't put the ladder in the perfect spot, it like gets dangerous. So like Becky, like the ladder was on the table and then all the way across to the ring on the announcer's table, and like it fell. I think she was going to end up doing a like an elbow or like her leg drop on Zoe Stark. Then it
Yeah.
fell, so she lifted it up, and then I don't know if it was an ad lib or not.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I saw that fall. I was like, okay, what was she about to do?
yeah, exactly. I was like, man, I wonder, but I mean, it ended up working really well. Man, Slam was really cool, and obviously the finish was amazing. Like the finish was,
that story with those handcuffs.
bro. At first, I was like, handcuffs. What are we doing
I
here?
was like,
But
what's Zoe doing with these handcuffs?
right, and then like for then Becky to get it, she gets handcuffed on one, but doesn't get handcuffed to anything. So then she beats up Trish and Zoe, and I'm like,
I
okay,
thought
is
that
it
was a
over?
botch.
Oh yeah, same.
I thought that was a botch. I was like, oh, she couldn't get it, so they had to do something else. Then I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I was interested in that, and then she kept it. And I was like, okay, is this gonna come back, or was it a botch? So now we just gonna act like it didn't happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then the finish being, you know, Bayley and Becky kind of climbing up on the rope against each other and like, you know, going at it on top of the ladder. And
And she
then
fish
Io,
hooked her with that.
bro, I was wondering what that was.
She fish hooked her with that handcuff.
That's right. I was
And
like,
I was
this is
just
stupid.
like, I was like, what is she? I was like, oh gosh, she got that
Yeah,
handcuff in her mouth.
right. I was wondering what was going on there. And then they were going back up, and then Io ran in, hooked Becky to Bayley. So they're both handcuffed to each other. So they can't go any further.
That was
It just
brilliant.
was brilliant, bro. Whoever produced that match, shout out to them.
Whoever did that, because when she did the handcuff, I was like, she's about to handcuff them.
Yeah, I was like, oh snap! Like I've never seen that before, ever.
Yeah, that's what I put that in my notes. I was like, I've never seen a handcuff spot like that.
Never.
Period.
And then to have Io use Bayley literally climbing on her shoulders to get on the top of the ladder, bro, and to win
And
it.
that's also payback for Bayley pushing the ladder when Io was about to get it the last
That's
time.
right. Good point. I forgot about that. Yeah, so Io's at the top of the ladder early in the match. Not too much earlier, but Io's about to win it. And then Bayley kicks the ladder over. And we're like, wait, what? Or pushes the ladder over. We're like, oh, shit. Like, I thought Damage Control was, you knew it was some beef, but damn.
Yeah. I was like, almost took her out.
Yeah, bro. That was honestly probably the best women's Money in the Bank match I've seen, you know, to this point.
Yeah. I do want to see what they go with Io because there's still some weird tension between her and Bayley. Did you see that press conference afterwards?
No, I didn't.
Like she said something about it's the Damage Control's briefcase, like it's ours.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what Io said.
Oh,
but,
what?
Yeah, that's what she said. So when I heard that, I was kind of upset. I was like, y'all better not New Day this thing.
Right.
And towards the end of it, because I think somebody asked her, like, you know, what's your plans?
Yeah.
And Bayley was like, she just got this like 5 minutes ago. Like, let her celebrate. And
right.
You see Io open the briefcase, and I guess they got these shirts now. If you win or if you know, they had a shirt with her saying "I'm the winner," and they're about to leave, and Bayley took the briefcase, and Io was like, "No, give me the briefcase."
Oh,
as they're leaving.
Got it.
I was like, okay, because at first I was like, okay, y'all about to free bird this thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
No.
But until when they was walking out, that's when that happened. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's some still tension there because I was about to get upset. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, just you explaining that gets me more interested because now it's like fighting over, you know, Io like being like, no, I want it. And then Bayley being like, no, it's like everybody's, you know, we all can, you know, I could definitely see that.
Because that's exactly how it was when she took it. And Bayley was like, oh, okay. And walked off.
And Bayley's just elite. Like, she's a elite character. So, like, she's going to make that work. You know what I mean? And so I'm really excited for that. And, okay, I didn't get to watch SmackDown. Did Asuka defeat Charlotte, I'm pretty sure it was like
What
a messy
happened
finish.
was
Okay.
it was a DQ
Okay, got it.
because Bianca was in the stands because she bought a ticket and was
Yeah.
in the stands. Then I think she was talking mess to Charlotte and Asuka. Charlotte accidentally gave her a big boot. Then it pissed off Bianca. Bianca jumps over the rail,
Yeah.
start beating up on Asuka. The bell rings. Then Bianca went full black mode into Charlotte.
Yeah.
Like it was like she went there.
Yeah.
Because she started talking about, don't you put your hands in my face and start doing the
Right.
whole point stuff.
Yeah.
It was giving me, it was giving me trauma. So I've had that black point at me before. I was
Right.
like, I was like, Charlotte don't know what she about to endure.
Right.
Then she did the basically kind of like the KOD on the table on Asuka.
Yeah.
The table didn't break.
Gotcha.
Then went up and Charlotte went back and forth. Then did the same thing to Charlotte on top of Asuka.
Got you. I think
That's
I saw
how the whole thing ended.
Okay. I think I saw like the very end of that. But okay, cool. So with Asuka still having, I think obviously they're going to continue with the Bianca, Charlotte, Asuka like triple threat rivalry, whatever that is. Hopefully that continues. Maybe that SummerSlam, whatever. That'd be cool.
I want Io and Asuka.
Yeah, I do want Io and Asuka. I low key wanted at SummerSlam, but I could see maybe Charlotte, Bianca at SummerSlam, then Io and Asuka at SummerSlam. Like
I want her to cash it in because I want to see a match though. Okay, they keep teasing it.
Yeah, they do. I feel like Io's the type to be like, all right, Asuka, like out of honor, like out of like our heritage, out of honor, I'm gonna cash this in, but like I want the match at SummerSlam or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I can see her not wanting to win it by like some cheap shot or what usual cash-ins are.
Yeah.
But you never know. You never know, especially with Bayley involved. Bayley's gonna just try to catch Asuka slipping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she really, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I want to see what happens with them two in this briefcase.
Yeah.
Then who they gonna go? Then and on top of that, if it's the damage controls, like she first said, Dakota's hurt right now. Yeah. So if she comes back, does she have a shot too?
Right.
And
like
she
that's
said
add
that?
A whole other dynamic. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's really like I guess if you call a baby face in the group.
Yeah, she really is.
He is kind of like the good one in there.
Right.
In a way. So
yeah.
That's
I'm gonna be interested. That was a great match, great finish. The right person won, Io, and excited to see what she does with it. Next one we have Seth Rollins defending his world heavyweight title against Finn Balor. We'll say this is probably the most disappointing match of the card for me personally. I felt like they sacrificed the match to prolong this like Judgment Day storyline. And it was just like this was an excellent build. Finn was whooping Seth's ass wherever they went. Like he pulled up on Seth wherever. And then they paid homage to the 2014? I think when Seth beat Finn and he got hurt and all this stuff.
Oh, 2016.
16, yeah, you're right. And so Finn had the title back then. He went up against Seth. Seth did a buckle bomb, but it was against the barricades, and it was botched.
Separated his shoulder or something like that. Because that's when they was going for the first Universal Championship. Yep. They had the little tournament or whatever.
Right, and so like Finn had to relinquish the title due to that, and so now that they long-term story like brought it back to that, and then Finn had this excellent video package that was really good, talking about the history of it. And then to have this match was just like, come on, dog. Come on. And then for Damian Priest just to walk out there and be like, distract him. I don't know. It was weird.
Like, sight? I wouldn't do that. Sight? Push, pull. Like, what are you doing? You gonna do it or not?
Right. Why'd you come out there, first of all? Like, if you're not going to do nothing, why did you come out
Like y'all already got some weird history with you and right now with you and Finn. Don't come
Right.
out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
didn't. The match, it was very slow in the beginning.
Yeah, very slow.
It was to the point where I was like, "Is Roman, in this match or something?"
Right.
Like
Right.
I was like, "Why is this going so slow?" And you got two people that can go.
Yes.
I was like, I
Yeah,
know they
bro.
was trying to sell this ribs, and I did
Right.
like how they mentioned the live event they had the day
Yeah.
before.
Yeah,
Because they
Newcastle or
usually
whatever.
don't do that. Well, yeah, they caught him. He's in a live event yesterday.
Yeah.
He did it again. I was like, oh, they talking. Okay, so now live events is canon.
Yeah, I like that, bro. I like that. Especially if titles don't change. Like, and if it
Right,
adds to the story, yeah, why not?
right. I did want to like watch the beginning of this back, like before the match, to see
Yeah.
how long Seth Rollins stood there while they sang his song.
Oh my God.
That
Bro.
was long. Like I
I
love it,
yeah.
but that one was like, okay, you gonna get in this ring,
Right.
or
Like I'm getting a little because you're taking a huge chance when you do that. I remember when he did it. Where did he do it? Was it Lafayette? It was some random town, and he did it. He stood in the ring, and like nobody was singing.
yeah, it was like not as loud as it should have been.
Yeah, what it should have been, and it was just like, okay, bro, you're taking a chance with that. Like,
Then on
you're
top of then they doing this whole spotlight thing on TV.
exactly.
And I
Because
was
I'm
just like,
like,
okay, don't
yeah,
don't water this down to the point where
right,
people ain't gonna want to do it no more.
right. Like, just let it be natural. Let it be during the introduction, do his theme song, but we don't need to spend an extra 45 seconds on it either. You know?
That I swear it was like over a minute.
Yeah, bro. I'm just like, hey, man.
Like I was real close. If I would have thought about it before we did this, I would have timed it.
Right. Like, that was ridiculous. That it's getting a little ridiculous. And I love everything about Seth, but that part, I'm just like, hey, if I was Seth, I'd be like, hey, we don't need
We need
that.
to dial this down a little bit.
Yeah, like we don't need it.
Like if you
Like,
do it, give me about 10 seconds.
right. 10-second spotlight, cool, bet, keep it moving. You
That was
know.
at least about a minute and a half.
Right. Like we don't need all that. That's if I was Finn, I'd have ran up on him, I'd have pulled up on him again.
Like so who did that? The last pay-per-view he did. Who
Oh,
was it with?
who did he
Oh,
defend his title? AJ. Was it AJ?
so no.
United
Somebody
Champions?
ran up on him the last time. They ran up on
Uh
his butt. Because
I
they did
forgot.
the spotlight. The next you know, he was on the ground. I was like, oh, about
Yeah,
time somebody do that.
right. I definitely if I was a heel, I'd beat the hell out. You ain't about to
Yeah,
take a
that's why I was waiting on Finn. I was like, if you gonna hit him, he's off
right.
this. You can just push him down. He's gonna be on the mat.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And you get a lot of heat from the crowd. It'd be great. But
Right.
yeah, this match, it felt like a TV match, bro. It felt like one of them matches like they pub for Monday Night Raw, and then you get to Monday Night Raw, and then the match doesn't really occur. They kind of just have something, gimmicky to end it, and then that match
Yeah.
happens at a pay-per-view or whatever. This felt like that a little bit.
I think if they didn't do that spot with Damian Priest coming in,
Yeah.
it would have felt different.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that spot felt like a TV match
Yeah, it really
with a
did.
distraction.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't even do anything. He just got up.
He
And
just
then
got
Finn's
up and
like,
was faking everybody out.
right. And Finn was like, what are you doing? And then he misses the coup de grace, hits with the stomp, and it's a wrap.
Yeah.
So
That was a weird finish to me also.
right.
Like it was abrupt.
It was just like you felt like, yeah, you paid for something more than what you actually got.
Like I feel like it was like at least 2-3 minutes left in this.
Oh yeah, easily, bro. Them two have so much history, and obviously, like you said, they both can go. Why are we treating this like he's going up against the Miz or somebody? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know. If I was Finn, I'd be like in real life, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, I get we want to push this whole Judgment Day thing. We can continue that, but don't sacrifice like my match at the pay-per-view when I haven't been consistently been getting pay-per-view matches like that. Like, I'd be pissed.
In a way, I wanted him to win that.
I kind of did too, low key. I do love I love Seth. Seth as a champion kind of reminds me like the old school like territories type of champ, like Ric Flair, like all right, whoever challenged me, I'll pull up wherever you at, and I'll, like you did with Braun Breaker.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
was a
Like,
good
I like
match
that.
too.
Yeah, it really was. Like, I like that vibe that he's bringing back to the title. But if Finn would have got it, I wouldn't have been mad
I would have
at
been
all.
mad.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's almost like how many times we gonna try to get us to do a belt and he don't get it.
Yeah. Remember when he went against Roman? That whole stupid ass finish.
Oh, when the rope broke on him
Yeah.
randomly,
Yeah, and the demon, and he like
and he
damn
get
near
up,
had a
the,
yeah.
the little like he
And
what's that Pokemon, the
yeah.
goldfish Pokemon sitting here doing a dang
Flopping on the ground.
splash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro. That's hilarious. But yeah, and it would have low key made Judgment Day like, oh shit, y'all got women's champion, men's champion, and the Money in the Bank, and then you could just make more fun of Dom. You could be like, nigga, what are you doing? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Because one of these days, Rhea gonna look like we gonna win one.
Exactly. Yeah. Like that'd be funny if they were like, all right, Dom, we got to get you a title. All right, we work the thing out where you can go against a U.S. title. He loses. All right, it's okay. All right, now we want you to go get the IC title. He goes out there, gets his ass whooped. He's like, all right. They're just trying to.
We're not out of chances. Do we need to bring
Yeah,
the
like,
24/7 championship back to you?
yeah, like they'd be like, all right, last chance. We're gonna have you go to NXT. We're gonna have you go against for the North American title, and then Wesley just beats his ass.
Wesley just beats him up.
Yeah, that would be hilarious, bro.
Because he's been losing.
Oh yeah,
since like before WrestleMania.
yeah, consistently. But yeah, it just fell a little short. Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor should be a marquee match. It just didn't feel like that.
No.
Last one, we have the Bloodline Civil War. We have Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa versus the Usos. Obviously, the Usos pull it out on this one, and surprisingly, Roman is the one taking the pin. First time in 1,500 days, around 1,500 days, he's been pinned.
It was like 2019.
Yeah, 2019, folks. That's the
the
last
person
time
who
Roman
pinned
Reigns.
him was Baron Corbin.
You're right, bro. That is wild, by the way.
I saw that on Twitter. I was like, no. I was like, well, that's 2019. They was doing some weird stuff back then.
Yeah, 2019, Roman and Finn and Corbin were going up against each other for way too long.
Yeah.
But and that was a different Roman. That was the Walmart version. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the big dog.
Yeah, we was cool off that one. But
yeah,
this was a really good match. Like obviously I feel like Uso has been cooking for a minute. Like they haven't had a bad match really ever, but especially like set at WrestleMania main event. That was one of the greatest tag matches I've ever seen.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, and like same thing with this. Like the Bloodline story is amazing. There's sometimes where the story is amazing, but the matches aren't that good. But with with the Bloodline stories, like the matches are always as good as the story. And that's kind of what we got here.
Yeah, this whole match was, I have no complaints about anything they did. Like even like the body language, even the production staff. Let me say this. When they cut to all their faces and all the emotion, and it's like they know when to cut to them.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's crazy. Like every time they cut either to Jay or Solo, it's just like, you already know what they feeling. Bro, it's weird because you see, it's just crazy.
That's a good point. Cause like, it feel like they right there, like they know how Roman's gonna have a big reaction to this thing. Let's get a full close up on him or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're right though. Like they've killed it with that. And then getting mic'd close up enough to him to when Roman is talking in the ring, or you know what I mean, stuff like that.
They had me dying. Jimmy had me cracking up. The stuff that he was saying. Because one thing, it was like towards the beginning of the match when Solo kept pushing him, he'll go to the corner and talk to Jay.
Yeah.
One of the times, it's in there. He looked at Roman and said, "F you, Roman." He just said it. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Then at one time that Solo actually, hit the mat. Yeah. And he got pissed. And he was about to go after I think he was about to go after Jay.
Yeah.
Roman stopped him and said no.
Yeah.
And he was conflicted, like, why are you telling me no? I'm about to go handle my business.
Right.
Then you hear Jay, you better listen to your daddy. Like, it was loud and clear. I heard it. I was like, that mic is too close.
Right, bro. They added a different element to these matches. Like, it used to be like you didn't want to hear because sometimes you catch the wrestlers like talking about the layout of the match or whatever.
Yeah.
Calling stuff. But with these dudes, it's like, no, I want to hear everything.
Yeah.
I want to
mic. They was talking some crazy stuff.
Right.
In the whole match.
Listen to your daddy.
And they all family, so you can tell they family.
Yeah, exactly. The stuff they saying, yeah, bro. That's hilarious. But this match was really good. Obviously, it just had so many layers to it, man. It's just like the finish was beautiful. Like, to have it to where Solo, he went through the table. He was trying to jump and hit. I think it was Jay or Jimmy. I can't remember, but
he was trying to get Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy, and then Jimmy moves out the way, and Solo dives into the table, and he's kind of out of it. And so it kind of left it to just the Usos versus Roman, which is like the best way to end it, right? Like, that's where it started, that's where it should end. And like, to have them, super kick, you know what I mean? And then to have Jay hit him with the splash and pin him, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
That was even the lead up to that I was hoping they was going to say it because I saw it immediately when he did it. When he was it a spear that he did? And when he kicked out of it and basically low blowed him to kick out of it.
Oh yeah,
it started all of that.
Yeah,
because when he did that, he was like, I was like, he low blowed him. Because when I saw it, I was like, he got him.
Yeah,
and people was like, and they wasn't like picking up on that. I was like, no, he just got hit. He just got low blowed. And that's why he's like looking like, no, it's not he's shot. No, he's got hit.
Right. I thought the same thing. That was the first time I've seen like a kick out with the arm goes up between the other guy's legs. Yeah, that was hilarious. Not gonna lie, I thought the match was over when they did the spike, bro. Amazing move combination.
That spear?
Spike spear? I was like, yo, this is fire. Like, I like this.
And then when he started about to stack him, I was like, here we go. This is it.
Bro, I thought it was a wrap when he stacked him. I was like...
Because he said on social media he going to do that.
Yeah, he did. You're right.
And I was sitting here like, they better not do this. And I saw it, I was like, they better not do this. And I was sitting here, I was get pissed off like, he about to prophesize this again. And he going to stack him. And he it's going to be 1, 2, 3. And he going to walk off these belts like always.
Like always, bro. And for those that don't know, like a couple years ago, WrestleMania, Roman defended his titles against Edge and Daniel Bryan in a triple threat match, and he beat them both and like stacked them on top of each other and then pinned them. It was crazy. So for him to do that here, to bring it back here against his cousins, we was all like, nah, don't embarrass these dudes like that. And thankfully, they both kicked out. But
that crowd reaction was crazy when they kicked out.
They really
especially Roman's reaction from that.
Yeah.
It was just like his whole life just crashed right in front of himself.
Right.
To the point where Solo was like, man, get up. This ain't over with.
Like, come on, man, let's beat their ass still. You know
yeah.
What I mean? Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, we gotta finish this.
Right. Yeah, man. That was really good. That was really good. Great match. Outstanding. Really good way to end the pay-per-view. Obviously, within Bloodline ending the pay-per-view, that's always equals good. Always equals good results. And so, I'm excited to see where it goes next. Hopefully, we get Jay versus Roman at SummerSlam, maybe.
That'd be nuts.
That'd be nuts. That'd be crazy. In Detroit, that'd be crazy.
Did you notice that in the WWE Championship, they had Paul Heyman was holding Brock's belt?
Yeah, I noticed that. It still had the Brock emblem on it.
Like, y'all couldn't,
we couldn't
do something about that. Like,
you got all these Roman emblems everywhere. We couldn't have just slapped them on.
You just couldn't at least if not take that off and put a WWE one on there.
Right. That was weird.
So I saw that. I was like, I see he was trying to hide it, but I saw red. I'm like,
yeah, bro.
Brock's? Then I saw it. I was like, that is Brock's.
Yeah, a lot of people took pictures of that and put them on Twitter. It's odd. They usually don't have missteps like that with the details, especially Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman he's been in this. He knows. So it may
And
mean
that's what
something, may not.
confused me. And that's what
Right.
I thought. So I was like, he knows better than that.
Yeah.
Are they trying to say something, and are they
Right.
hinting at something that we don't know about yet?
Right. I mean, I
Yeah,
hope not, but
I hope
we
not. I
shall
don't
see.
need him in this.
Yeah.
I don't need to see him with Roman. I don't need to see Brock with Cody.
Right.
I don't need to, and I know we're gonna see that again at SummerSlam.
Oh, we know. You already know. You already know. So okay. Sounds like you have some trivia, some Money in the Bank trivia for us.
Yes, I do. I got about how many questions? I got one. I think about like 3 or 4, I believe.
Okay.
You ready for them?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Question number 1. When was the first Money in the Bank pay-per-view?
So not match, but actual pay-per-view.
The actual pay-per-view.
I want to say, I feel like it was a little later on. I'm gonna guess 20. I think it's wrong. I'm gonna guess 2016.
No,
Am I earlier?
it's earlier.
Really?
I didn't.
Wait,
When I saw this, I thought it was around the same time you said it.
wow. Because I remember it used to be on like WrestleMania too. Okay, what about 2013?
Earlier.
Earlier?
Yeah.
2011. 2012.
No, it was earlier.
What?
Yeah. Let me tell
2008?
you. No, later.
What? Okay, what is it?
2010.
2010. Damn.
Yeah. And that's when they did the Raw and SmackDown on the same pay-per-view. And that's when Kane won it. And I think, Kane won it for, I think, Raw.
I think so too.
And Miz won it for SmackDown.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. Because I was like, 2010. Because I kept forgetting that it wasn't a pay-per-view at first.
Yeah, because that's what my thought was. I thought for a long time it was just a added on match, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like Hell in a Cell was originally.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? Eventually it became big enough to where they put a pay-per-view behind it. But damn, 2010?
Yeah,
Yeesh.
it threw me off. I was like, I
Yeah.
didn't know it was that dang early.
Right.
Now, question 2. Who was the most, what superstar had the most cashed ins on them?
Oh, okay. So who's had the most cash-ins on them?
Like successful.
Damn. Okay.
And I said superstar, so it can go either way.
Okay. Ooh, I know. Charlotte Flair.
Yep.
Yeah.
she had 3.
Yeah.
I think it was Alexa Bliss, Bailey,
Yep.
and Nikki.
Yep. That's crazy. That's wild.
Can you name all? How many failed cash-ins, and also who was it? Who were the superstars?
This had the failed cash-ins.
Failed cash-ins.
I'm not gonna get this, but I think Austin Theory, obviously. I want to say The Miz.
No,
okay. I think. Oh, okay. His was successful in 2020. That's right.
He had a weird one though, because when he got it from Otis, he tried to. I think he tried to cash in, but it was invalid because John Morrison did something.
That's right. Okay, that's what I was thinking of. Because I was like, I swore, but then he took it to court, and then
got it back.
Yeah, got it back. That's right. Okay. Yeah. So Austin Theory. So how many? I may be able to get. Isn't the first question how many has been failed? How many failed cash?
Yeah, how many has been failed?
I'm gonna go. I know I'm not gonna get the name, so I'm gonna hope to get this. Maybe I want to say. I'm gonna say 4.
You're right.
Hey, let's go.
Now the other 3. You already said Austin Theory. That was 1.
Right.
Braun Strowman was another one.
Oh,
Remember, he was the one that he decided to do a match and did Hell in a Cell
Oh yeah,
and lost because of Brock Lesnar opened up that dang cell.
that's right. Okay, I remember that.
Then, of course, Baron Corbin,
Of
and
course.
that's because John Cena got in the way of that one.
Right.
Then Damian Sandow.
Oh my God, Damien Sandow won.
Yeah, he actually won Money in the Bank and lost it.
I know he was
It was
over
the
during that
first
time.
one.
Okay, I know he was over during that time.
Yeah, he lost
So
that one.
that's why I definitely would have got that one.
But yeah,
That's crazy. That's wild. No, that was a good question though. I definitely didn't know that. I didn't know a few of those. So that's good to know.
yeah, I didn't know any of these.
I remember Charlotte. I kind of guessed with the 4 on failed cash-ins, but
Like I didn't consider Braun Strowman a failed one until like you got to really think about it. He
yeah,
cashed it in for that match and lost. So
yeah, it's facts. That's a failed
technically,
one.
is a failed one.
Right. That makes sense. That makes sense. All right. So now we will do our top 5 Money in the Bank cash-ins of all time. So each of us have a list of 5. We'll kind of go. We'll go 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, so on and so on.
Okay.
So my number 5 is CM Punk in 2008. He cashed in against Edge, I believe. That was like his first one. I know he cashed in a few times. I think he cashed in the next year too against Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, I think he won back to back, didn't he?
Yeah. He was like the first, like one of the first. Well, Edge too, but him and Edge were kind of the first two, like to be known with Money in the Bank. But the CM Punk one was pretty good because he was like the first person I saw like have a ref with him. Like he had a ref. Like, he brought a ref with him. Like, nah, all right, you know what it is. Like as soon as I get in this ring, I'm handing you this. And that's when he had the old theme song. Like this is, kind of brand new CM Punk. So he had the old theme, which I don't know if it's better than Cult of Personality, but it's damn near up there. It's up there.
I'm always feel like I always do that with both his themes.
Right. They both fire. But I just thought that was a really good cash in. And it was one of the better go to sleeps I've seen him hit. I've seen, and I think me and Spencer talked about it in our last episode. He doesn't love the go to sleep. He thinks it's overrated.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. And I see what he says. This one, it actually, against Edge, it actually looked like he hit him. So it was a really good go to sleep.
Have you seen Kenta's go to sleep?
I haven't. I heard that they want to go up against each other because, the history between them two. But I heard he also does the go to sleep. So I need to see his. One. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I need to see his.
That's why he's pissed at CM Punk.
Right, yeah. He stole it. But yeah, I always liked Kenta because was he in NXT or was he in like the cruiserweight division?
He was in NXT. Then I think they tried to bring him up a couple times, and I think he went back down or something like that. Then
I think that's right.
I want out.
Yeah, I think that's when I saw. I didn't get to see him like over, Japan and things of that nature. But
and also he kept getting hurt.
Oh yeah, that's true.
WWE.
That's true. I need to check him out. All right, Laveris, what's your number 5?
Number 5, I have Carmella.
Oh, okay. I like that one.
And it's a few reasons why. For one, it's the first women's Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Also, it has so much controversy with it because of James Ellsworth helping her both times. Remember, because they did this twice with him. Remember, because they got upset and they relinquished it, and they did it on a SmackDown.
Yeah.
And he did the same thing again. So it was just like, you might as well keep the briefcase. But the main reason I like of all the women's ones with Carmella, she had it longer than 24 hours.
Yeah, that's true. Because women's, for some reason, they do a quick turnaround. They get it, then they cash it in.
They cash in the same day or like the next, Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah.
She held that, I think she held it for 287 days.
That's why, and I like that though. Like that's adding to the gimmick. That's adding to your character. You know, because she was like money. You know, what I mean, I make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Buy expensive stuff. You know, so that adds to
Yeah,
it. That's
Mela's money and all that stuff.
yeah, yeah. And her
And
captain
she
was
has
dope.
held it, and she held it the longest out of any superstar. I've learned that too.
Dang, I didn't know that. Didn't know that.
Yeah, because I was
Carmella.
thinking, I thought somebody else did. And I was just
Right.
like, no, they said she did by probably about like 7 days
Damn.
from somebody else I have on my list.
Got you. That's
But yeah,
crazy.
that's the main thing because they let that story draw out. And
Right.
she's the only one that had it more than 1 day.
Right. Yeah, and I feel like they've had a lot of wasted women's cash-ins. Like one you talked about with Nikki and other ones, and it's just like didn't do anything. But with that one, like it felt like a part of her character, so that was cool.
Yeah.
All right, number 4 for me is in 2011, Daniel Bryan cashed in against the Big Show. I really liked that one because that was kind of still the Daniel Bryan. Yeah, like he was liked by the crowd, but he still hadn't hit the quite like the peak Daniel Bryan hype yet. And
back when he was in New Orleans WrestleMania.
Right, exactly. Like SummerSlam around that time. Yeah. And so this one, Big Show was laid out. I think it was tables, ladders, and chairs. And he came out, ran out with the referee. The crowd was going crazy because at that time he was the but he was also extremely funny. You know what I'm saying? So the crowd really loved him. So that cash in was really fun. And it was weird because like Big Show got pinned 1, 2, 3, and then he kind of did one of those old school okay, 1, 2, 3, and then I kick out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He threw Daniel Bryan off of him, but it was already, you know what I mean?
It was already over.
Right. So it was just like, all right. But you could tell the crowd was excited to see Daniel Bryan getting a championship. So that was really fun. Yeah. What about you?
So my number 4, I have Edge.
Okay.
He defeated John Cena, and that's the first Money Bank winner. He defeated John Cena in an elimination chamber.
Oh, okay.
So what happened is John Cena was in the elimination chamber for the championship. After that, you hear Vince come out talking about raise the gate.
Yeah.
And Edge hand Vince the briefcase, and he went over there and
that's right.
got that belt.
That's right. That's early days too.
Yeah. I watched that last night.
For real?
Just to see it. I was just like, this is the first cash in. Let me see what this looks like.
Right.
Because they had John Cena on the ground. He's all bloody and stuff.
Right.
Because he just did Elimination Chamber.
Right.
So it was a good opportunity to cash in at that time.
Yeah.
But that was crazy. And he's the other one. He had it for 280 days.
See, that's how it used to be. It used to be like you hold it to the right point. Like you don't just turn around and anytime they're in the champion is in a tough match, you cash in. Like, no, you gotta be down and out,
Yeah.
So that's a good point. And I think it didn't back then the briefcase used to be I know now it's green, but back then it used to be different colors randomly.
It was when Edge had it was black.
It was black, that's right. Yeah.
It was black.
Yeah, because I feel like I saw one year where Randy Orton had it. It was blue, and it was just random colors.
Yeah, because that's when they started doing the Raw and SmackDown.
That's right. I forgot
that's when
about
they started doing that.
Yeah. All right. Number 3 for me is Rob Van Dam cashing in 2006 against John Cena, and it was that ECW one night stand. That was fire.
I got the same one.
Yeah.
I got that.
You got it at the same spot? Okay.
Yeah, I got it at the same spot.
Yeah, we both talk about that. Yeah. But that was just a great time because it was at one night stand. The crowd was pro ECW anyways.
They hated John Cena.
Hated John Cena. He was walking into the den right there. It was bad.
Oh.
And Edge came back. Didn't he spear him through a table or some shit?
He speared him through a table when he had a motorcycle helmet on.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah.
Because the ref got bumped and he was knocked out.
Right.
So all hell broke loose.
Yeah.
So it was just Okay, here come Edge. Well, nobody knew it was Edge until he
Yeah,
took
it
the helmet
was.
off.
Yeah, exactly. It was a dude with a motorcycle mask and took it off. It was like, oh, okay. And then, but yeah, just seeing Rob Van Dam hit the frog splash. There's no ref. Paul Heyman runs out there, counts 1, 2, 3. Crowd goes crazy. He has the title, and then he has the ECW title at the same time. It was dope because Rob Van Dam is one of my favorites of all time. So it was cool to see him
I love Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, it was great to see him beat the guy who I always thought like kind of took a little bit of his shine a little bit. Yeah, so that was dope to see, especially at One Night Stand.
Yeah, I always remember like that sign talking about if Cena wins, we riot.
Oh yeah, I remember that, and that was legit.
And yeah, that was boy. Because I remember like when Cena, walked in, he takes his shirt off and throw it in the stands. Yeah. Every time he took it off and threw it, they threw it back at him. And he did it, and I swear they did it about 3 or 4 times. And I always remember this one dude. It was a black dude.
Yeah.
He took it and he started like rubbing his butt on it, and he threw it, and he gave him the bird and said "F you," and the whole crowd went nuts.
Bro, like
it was crazy.
Bro, like, and for those who know, ECW, Extreme Championship Wrestling, big in the 90s, big like early 2000s, obviously was part of the invasion with the WWE, but like, yeah, like if you thought of like a promotion that would never have a John Cena, it's ECW. Like they would never like a John Cena type.
Not at all.
Like like less wrestling, more like sports entertainment. They hate those type of guys. So John Cena's like the enemy.
Like Taz, the Dudleys.
Yeah. Taz, Douglas, yeah. Spike.
Was Rhino in there?
Rhino, Tommy Dreamer, Sandman. Raven, yep. Saturn. Like they had a bunch of really good guys.
A lot of people over there.
Yeah, man. A lot of people Austin Stone Cold came from ECW. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right.
A lot of great wrestlers come from ECW. So, I used to stay up like I think he used to come on TV like Friday nights. And like I used to watch it on like some random like foggy ass channel when I had cable.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Sabu.
Almost kind of how like Ring of Honor was before AEW took it over. It was just like on like Fox at like 11 o'clock at night.
Right. Yeah, bro.
Type
like
stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, what the hell are you doing up? Watch it. I'll be like, hey, this is the only time it come on. Like I can't.
Yeah.
I even had a
ECW don't let your parents walk in when they do something because it was always like somebody looked like they were gonna die.
Exactly. Oh yeah, especially then we had like barbed wire matches and all kind of crazy shit. I think Cactus Jack was in there, and like they had a bunch of crazy stuff going on.
There.
ECW has a crazy roster. Okay. So we both had Rob Van Dam 3. What'd you have for 2?
I got Big E.
Bro, same. Same.
I got Big E.
Bro, 2021, baby. Yes, sir.
I got Big E. Hey. When he won that Money in the Bank, which when I saw him, I was like, he better win this.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially if they had this dude go solo.
Yeah.
You already got Kofi at the belt. We need to go ahead and make him have the belt too.
Yep.
Because I felt the same way like when Big E won it, then cashed in against Bobby Lashley. I felt that same way when he won both of those. I felt the same way when Kofi won.
Oh yeah.
Kofi brought tears to my eyes.
Bro, I bawled.
Like Kofi brought tears to my eyes. Like it felt like I knew Kofi.
Yeah, facts. Especially like that story, the trials and tribulations he had to go through just to get that match, not to mention his whole career not getting nothing.
And all that was like, it was blurred live.
Yeah, it really was.
So it's like, it wasn't, none of this was like saying when it was fake. Like all of this was real.
Real. Like he legit never got
knew his story and knew the, the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
All that stuff he was saying was legit. Especially the times where when they brought Randy Orton. And it was almost like he was like the final boss before Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, that had history.
That was legit because he called him stupid.
Yep.
So having Big E win that, I was just like, yeah, he better. Then on top of that, he cashed in. It was black on black crime.
Yeah, it really was. I hated to see
I hated to see it, but at the same time, they had 2 black people shining. So
Yeah,
it's
sure.
like I can't get mad at that.
Right.
So it's just like, well, at least
Yeah.
they both had this moment.
Yeah. And I mean, Bobby he was defending his title against Randy Orton. He beat Randy Orton. So he got a 1-2-3. You know what I'm saying? So it showed like, okay, this dude's legit still as a champ. And then, bro, y'all want to go big? When that hit, I was like, oh, snap.
And he
Like,
called his shot on social media that
he
morning.
did. That's right. I forgot
So it
about
wasn't
that.
like he was sneaky. He
Yeah.
said he's going to cash it in
Yep.
that night.
He did. And it
So
wasn't like Bobby was like bloody or like Bobby just was like limping, but it wasn't like Bobby was, you know what I mean, caught just totally off guard, you know.
yeah.
But yeah, bro, that was one that I almost got teary eyed because like he was holding it up, and then you saw the rest of the New Day running there, and they grabbed him,
And they were booking it,
and you could tell like that's when Big E like felt, oh damn, like this is actually happening. It seemed like he was crying low key. So yeah, that was a really good cash in. The Big E championship ring, they did him dirty with that, but
and anybody that's black that got a championship, get Brock Lesnar away from them.
bro, stay away. He should never be involved. They really gotta. Brock honestly got to do like a check. Like, hey man, you guys have had me fuck up 2 black dudes championship reigns. Like, this ain't a good look, my guy. You know what I mean?
That's too like legit. Like,
yeah.
I don't think people notice that. Like, he ended both Kofi and Big E's reign.
Right, bro.
And
like
Kofi's
prematurely.
That ended Kofi's reign. I'm still pissed off about that.
Everybody is. Everybody still thinks that's one of the worst booking decisions ever.
Like I almost put that with the Becky and Bianca SummerSlam thing that happened a couple years ago.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely up there. Both of them are awful. And
but at least Bianca had like an ending to her.
Yeah, that's true. She had to get some get back. Kofi's never got to get any back.
No.
So, but no, if I was Brock, I'd be like, hey man, y'all got me looking crazy out here. Like,
yeah, y'all gonna have me looking like hella racist right now.
Yeah, they got black folks on my ass just because you keep booking me to win these titles against black men. Like, that's trash. Yes. All right, number 1. Since your 2 was also my 2, what is your number 1?
I bet we got the same one.
I'm pretty damn sure.
Seth
freaking Rollins, the heist of the century. Of course.
It gotta be number 1.
It gotta be. It's the greatest cash in of all time. You know what I'm
saying?
Like
when people talk about cash-ins, that's the first thing they show.
Yeah. That's like that picture of the WrestleMania thing banner going across him and then him swinging the belt.
Him swinging that thing.
Yeah.
Him swinging that belt. Like, yeah.
Michael Cole, the heist of a century. Like, come on, man. Like, that legit. I wasn't into wrestling. I wasn't as tapped into wrestling during that time. But when I saw that video, I was like, yo, that was really good. Like,
that's when I was coming back to it.
Oh, that's right.
So that's why I was trying to figure out, like, okay, who are these people? Okay, who's the Shield? Okay, they broke up.
Yeah.
Okay, what is going on? So I had to do research, like, right after I saw that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay. And the thing I really like about that cash in, they turned it into a triple threat.
Yeah. I love that. I love when they do that.
So it wasn't like after the bell, he went and did that. No, it was during that match. Him and Brock and Roman were both knocked out.
Yep.
So he came in running his head off.
Yeah.
And it was a whole nother match because he took some bumps.
He did. Definitely did. He almost got caught with the F5.
Yeah, he did until Roman's spirit.
Yeah,
that right.
I wanted to bring that. Like, that's one of the best finishes I've seen. Like, so Seth hits Brock with the first stomp. Then he's going to hit him with another one. Then Brock gets him in the F5. He turns around having Seth on his shoulders. Roman spears Brock. And then Seth lands, gets up, hits Roman with the stomp, and wins it.
Yeah, another stomping. Yeah.
Yeah, like, that was a great finish. Like, that's a great finish. And then him just, like, I think what sold it is just Seth running full speed, like, running full speed, like, just like you robbed a bank. Yeah, it's like you robbed a bank. Like, get in there,
so
get
many
out.
chances of not turning this into Titus O'Neil.
For facts, bro.
Like, looking back at it, I was like, he could have bit it.
Bro, he could have ate it because especially WrestleMania ramps, bro, them things is yards.
They gotta be slick.
Yeah. you're just nervous. Like
then on top of it, it's outside humidity.
Yes.
On metal.
Yep.
So it's just like homeboy was taking a chance.
Yes. But hey, man, boy executed it. Like again, like that's the reason we both got it won. That was just one of the greatest cash-ins of all time.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody could ever beat that though.
I don't see it, especially the way they're having people still cash in. It's just, especially, there's nobody done it on WrestleMania. That's the only one on WrestleMania ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It
so
is.
That's why it's also held. It's like he held it for the right time. You know what I'm saying? The big moment. And I just don't see them doing that with anybody. I mean, nobody who's had it has been I don't want to say big enough star, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they haven't given it to the guy they're going to put the rocket ship on their back. Like, it's usually somebody who they kind of want to enhance a little bit.
Yeah. Because he had that night, he had two of the most memorable things that happened to Seth.
Yeah.
Which is what which is what he did the cash in. Well, remember, he had a match with Randy Orton.
Oh, that's right.
And Randy Orton did like the coldest RKO.
Yes.
Probably that was like at least top 2.
Oh, absolutely. Bro.
When he
I
jumped
still don't know
up
how he got that high.
I still don't know how he got that high.
Bro, like, so those that don't know, like Seth Rollins went to go do the stomp on Randy. Randy gets up, so Seth is like catapulted off of Randy's shoulder almost, and then Randy, on his way down, Randy hit him with that RKO. Like, it was amazing.
Yeah, amazing. He went from having a social media moment then and having another one at the end of the night.
Yep, it's facts. He stole the show.
And I don't think people like realize that. Like, yeah, he lost that early in that day.
He really did.
And looked terrible because he had amazing RKO put on him and walked out with a belt at the end of it.
Great against two of the biggest, stars WWE has, Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. So crazy, man. That's the reason it's won. But yeah, and this was a fun episode. So I really, really appreciate you hopping on with me. Us deep diving into this thing. And we definitely got to have you back, bro. Definitely got to have you back.
Let me know.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll be hitting you soon. We might just keep the same with future pay-per-views, or we might just have it on a random week. I'll let you know for sure. But I definitely appreciate you. Those out there, hit us up on our social media. Hit us up, join our Facebook group at the LMG Podcast. Laveris, we got to get you in that group. I don't believe you're in it yet.
In which one?
It's our Facebook group.
Our Facebook though.
Okay. Yeah, that's where it goes down, bro. That's what we be.
Yeah, you keep saying that. I'm like, dang, what I need to do this?
Bro, you got to get.
I keep hearing it going down. Like, man,
yeah, just get a fake profile.
I'm missing out, man.
Yeah, just get a fake profile, and then you know what I mean. Don't add no friends.
Have no pitch on there like a troll.
Exactly. And so I know who you are, but yeah, that's where all the discussion goes on, like kind of after podcasts. Like if we have a top 5 or whatever, people go at us about those and stuff. So it's really fun in there. Twitter, at the LMG Podcast on Twitter. Twitter's getting a little trash with the Elon. It's kind of messing it up a little bit.
Man, I couldn't. That helped me out though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't getting spoiled yesterday.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. He put a little limit on how many, posts you can see. So
it was like 600.
Yeah. So I couldn't tweet about Money in the Bank. I only got to get 5 tweets off. And then after that, it was I was limited. So it was kind of trash.
Yeah, I looked back at that and I was just like, dang, he must have got him.
Yeah. I had to I think it stopped even midway through. I was like, damn, I can't even tweet anything now. So it was a trash day to put that in. But for those just love wrestling or anime, anything really, just follow us on Twitter, and even check us out on YouTube, the LMG Podcast, and we post all our episodes there and everything. So Laveris, appreciate you, big dog, and I'll definitely be having you on soon.
All right, man. Thank you for having me.
No problem, man. All right, folks, we out. Yeah.